Literally, some people are lucky. Don't get me wrong, but for the majority of it, you literally have to start from below the grass.
Yeah.
Where did you learn your English from?
Wow.
And then you know what he goes on to say? Yeah, I know your kids. I understand their accents. I don't understand where yours is from. Where did you learn your English from? You see how we're sitting,
Yeah.
you and me,
Yeah.
and having this beautiful conversation,
Yeah.
and flowing like we've known ourselves all our lives.
Yeah.
These were part of the reasons.
Good morning, everybody. Did I say good morning? Yes, because we are recording this episode 7 o'clock in the morning. You might think, are you stupid, Monisha? Yes, I am, apparently. Yeah. So why are we doing this by 7 o'clock in the morning? Because this is the only time we both of us got. And because she's a busy woman and I am a busy woman too, just so you know.
Very busy.
Yeah, very busy.
Very busy, both of us.
Yeah. So who is this that we have today on our podcast? This is Matilda. Matilda is from Nigeria and she has an amazing story for us to tell. Matilda started her life. She was a TV host, if I'm not wrong.
I started with my TV host back home.
Yeah, she was a TV host. So we are basically hosting this together. And she also had a non-profit in her own country, which catered to the education and empowerment of cancer kids.
And support for cancer kids.
Yes.
Kids battling cancer.
Yes, that is very mind-boggling. And after that, she moved to Canada. Just like any other immigrant, she has had her challenges. The challenges are not small. When we say challenges, it feels like they are small challenges, right? But they are not. They are large, big, huge challenges. She faced her challenge. She and her husband together have 4 kids. She and Austin are awesome, just so you know. And they have 4 kids together. And also, her entrepreneurial spirit made her build an organization here which is called Sisters in Canada Wellness Society. Did I get the name right?
Yes, you did, Monisha.
This time I got the name right.
You did your homework.
Yes. And they are putting together an amazing event in the end of November. We will know more about it soon enough. Also, I want to tell you, she is part of a council, and that council directly talks to the Deputy Minister of Immigration and they give inputs on how immigration can be better to the ministry, mate, federal ministry. Okay, it is not a joke. It's a federal ministry council that
joke.
she directly consults with to improve the immigration process of Canada. That is so awesome. Now I have just listed so many things.
So many things, Monisha.
Now I feel like I have low self-esteem.
Oh my God. Sincerely, you're such an amazing person. I would say I wasn't even expecting all these details.
See, I remember. I did my homework and I remember now. That is amazing. So now tell me, Matilda, before we get into what immigration happened, how immigration happened, and who you are today, let's go back and see who you were in Nigeria. Who is this Matilda, beautiful person from Nigeria? Who was she back in your home country?
Okay, thank you so much, Monisha, for having me on your podcast. I really appreciate you taking this time to, allow me come here. And
Now that she has mentioned podcast, just so you know, remember I am the host of Newcomers to Trailblazers podcast show, and we are available on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, and Amazon Music. So subscribe.
you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Everywhere she is.
Yeah.
So thank you, Monisha. So back home, I came to Canada almost 6 years now.
Wow.
And back home, first of all, I did creative arts as my first degree in the University of Lagos, Nigeria. And after that, I went on to do a diploma in postgraduate diploma in educational administration and planning. And all this while, I had started, when I came out of my first degree, which was creative arts, I majored in directing. I started working on my own TV show. And the concept was about, putting celebrities in strategic places and disguising them and find out if their fans can find them out. So I shot a couple of episodes and then my son fell ill. So my son got diagnosed with cancer at the time, stage 4 cancer. I had to, just stop everything about our production and try to figure out how to support my son, So that journey took us all the way from Nigeria to India. And I ended up in Chennai, where we spent about 3 months trying to get medical treatment for him, trying to give him the best. Because at the time, he was like a written off story in my country. Like a lot of people didn't believe he was going to make it. And I didn't even know that I didn't even know cancer existed.
Yeah.
Like, I hear the name cancer, Monisha, but I used to think it was like a white people's thing. apologies, like where I
Yeah,
came from at the time. So
yeah,
that was a concept that, because people didn't talk about these things back home. People didn't want to share their experiences. There was this kind of stigma that surrounded the cancer treatment. So going to India and coming back and then doing my research and finding out that not just my son, a lot of children were battling cancer, and the treatments, the support, the facilities that was needed to support these kids were lacking.
yeah.
So I started advocacy for children battling cancer, trying to get support for their parents and all that. And all that took me to different parts of the country, having conversations, hosting talks, and speaking on TV stations about the need to change policies, the need to support children and their families battling cancer. It was quite a journey. It was quite an interesting phase of my life. I was literally all over the place. And I think I can boldly say I raised awareness when it came to childhood cancer in Nigeria through my organization. That was what I was doing. And then for some reason, we decided, oh, we needed to,
Immigrate.
yeah, because Davian kept having increased need for support, increased need for treatment, and there was so many things going on, even due to my advocacy and all that, and there was just this need for us to leave.
Wow. She said her whole experience in just 3 minutes, but I would like to let you know that it must have taken a mountain of courage and patience and resilience and consistency. It must have taken a lot
I did.
to put yourself out there, educate people, create awareness, and having a son who was battling cancer. That must have been okay. At least adults understand that cancer exists and
Yeah,
it can be treated, and this
yeah,
is the journey that you will go through.
yeah.
But when it comes to kids, they don't even understand it. The
No, they
question
don't.
they would have is, why is it happening to me? Why am I not
Why am
able
I
to
going
go to
through
the
this
playground?
pain?
Yeah.
Why is my hair bald?
Or when am I not going to school? Where are
Exactly,
my
exactly,
friends? Right?
exactly. Yeah.
That must have. Oh God.
And in some cases, like in some very tragic cases, like why am I not seeing this friend again? Because they make friends in the hospital, they make
Yeah.
friends in the course of treatment who unfortunately some of those kids, go along the way. And so it's a lot of questions, a lot of trauma. It's a lot for even me as a parent, it's a lot of trauma for me. It took years for me to understand what I actually went through, and looking back, still battling with those emotions and those experiences. So yes, I totally agree with you, Monisha.
Wow. And when you mention trauma, out of curiosity, I would like to ask, were you accepting of mental health by then?
Oh, mental health was not something people talked about back then.
Yeah, even in my country, we don't
No,
talk
no.
about.
So mental health is also. I mean, even coming to Canada, and you would think that you have lots of learned people in the space, and even learned people from where I come from. And I remember I had this experience where I was talking to some a sister from where I come from. I was telling her I had gone through therapy because I went through major depression, and she was like, "Oh, stop it! What are you saying? What are you saying? Depression? No, don't. You've become Canadianized." I'm like,
That is reality.
hello?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
exists.
Yeah, every and so many people's emotional experiences are discounted in many countries. I think that is not the right word, but however, it is not considered a majority issue
Yeah,
in most countries.
yeah. I think
um,
we have similar
yeah,
African countries, and yeah,
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 and coming from a country that is not open minded about mental health, or that is not accepting of trauma and experiences. Even in my home country, I was not raised with understanding of mental health. By the time I realized I had mental health challenge, like not real challenges, but I was facing anxiety, I was facing depression. The only thing my vicinity of people, my group of people, my friends and my family said is, are you like, this does not happen. What are you even saying? Everything will be fine. Oh, that is the most common shade.
everything
We
will be
will be fine.
fine. Everything will be
Everything will be
fine.
fine. I am
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
huh.
I had people tell me, you need to stop believing that your son has cancer. That is not the thing. Bring him here, bring him there. People would advise you about bringing him to like religious places. I believe in God. I am very spiritual, but I also understand the importance of science, of medicine. And so for me, it was also another battle to try and convince these people this boy needs to get the right treatment at the right time. the right support. It goes beyond this. And then we can, trust God, because God is going to do his part, but you have to do your part. So yes, like coming back to the thing about, oh, stop it, everything is going to be fine. No, you don't have to say that. That doesn't exist. We need to stop saying those things. We need to allow people, be real with their feelings, their experiences, and stop shutting them up and
Yes.
saying this doesn't exist, because it does. It does, Monisha.
It
Yeah.
does. It does. And I realize this could have been a lot of challenge. And you still chose to fight that battle, and I'm really appreciative of that.
Thank you.
I having known that some people don't believe in cancer, discount cancer only, then discount mental health also. Wow, 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 wow,
Oh
wow,
my God.
wow, wow, wow,
That's a
wow.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I
And
think
this,
we're getting better, though.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think we're
yeah.
getting better. Awareness is coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you still fought that battle, and I'm very appreciative of that. Irrespective of what was happening in your own family, you took the effort to educate other people as well. That is deep rooted purpose, and I'm super glad that you chose that path. Let's talk about this person. Did a lot of work in Nigeria, basically a superstar. Yeah.
I don't think I'm a superstar, though.
No, don't undersell your this
Okay.
lady.
Okay.
She's a superstar.
Okay.
and and they took a bold decision to move to Canada, right? And this bold decision, what happened after taking this bold decision?
Okay. So you know how we all have this perfect picture about moving abroad, and you're like, oh, because you're educated, you have things going for you in your country. Your husband has a good job, and so you're like, I mean, it's not like we don't speak English.
Yeah.
English is. Have you had people ask you, do you speak English?
Oh, I'll tell
How
you
come your
what.
English is so good?
There was this one time recently. I must tell you this. There was this one time on a official call. Many people have told me, "Oh, your English is so good." I'm like, "Huh? Well, thank you. Okay, that's fine. You're still unaware, which is okay, right?"
Still unaware.
Yeah. But sometimes there was this one person who reached out to me and said, "Your English is very good for a person who's from India," and I lost it.
Yes.
And for a moment I paused and said, I would like to give you some statistics. So here it is. And I would like you to understand that 10 percentage of Indians population, 10 percentage of India population is able to converse in conversational English, right? And 30% population has access to English through books and education and movies and etc.
Exactly.
30% population have access to English. So 10% population is basically 135 million people.
What?
Yes. Now let's get there,
That's
right?
some good stats. Wow.
Yeah, 135 million people. Okay, I'll give you more statistics now. The population of Canada is 40 million. The population of UK is 66 million. The population of Australia is 26 million. So all put together is what? 132, 133 million?
That's 10% of India.
Yes. So that is less than 10% of India. So basically, all the English speaking countries put together, or most of the English speaking countries put together, India speaks more English than them.
Oh my God, touche.
And I'll tell you what, Nigeria's population is 230 million approximately, and the national language
It's
of
English. I, I need to get those statistics. Maybe it will help me the next time.
next time
I
you are
need to
going to
get them
use this.
seriously, because I do not understand.
230 million.
So when you're coming with the impression like, oh my God, I speak English, I should get a job, I should get into the system, it should be easy, it should be smooth, and then you come here and you're like, it wasn't what you expected.
Yeah.
And it takes you years.
Yes.
It takes you years to go through the process of understanding that you literally, some people are lucky, don't get me wrong, but for the majority of it, you literally have to start from below the grass. Below the grass.
Yeah.
I had to do some really, 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 really menial jobs. I remember selling donuts in the thick cold at Science World at some time, frying the donuts and then pushing it out, and then I remember getting a cleaning job because I was so eager to get a job, support my family, and I got this cleaning job. And this guy told me, oh, you're just going to be doing 4 hours. But 4 hours was to clean a whole complex, man. I am not exaggerating, Monisha, because I remember getting there on my very first day and I was like, oh, this place, cool. Maybe I'm just going to clean the stairs. Maybe I'm just going to clean the gym room or something. And then I met the people who live there, who are owners in this place, and were coming out to say, oh, welcome. This new person is going to be coming to clean our place. We're so excited. And then they were asking him in my presence. So usually two people does this job and you say she's going to do it alone. How, like, we're wondering how that is going to work. They were asking him in my presence. I was like, oh, sure, because we have better machines now and blah blah blah. Monisha, you need to ask me what kind of machines.
Yeah, what kind of machine?
Exactly. Just the pushing ones, the trolley ones with you have to put them up stick and then bring it out and clean it and put what machines? Nothing. It was just me clean. After 1 week, oh, my body pains and my husband have to massage me. I fell ill and then even found out I was pregnant. I had to quit the job. But that's when how people take advantage of some of us when we come to this part, because you come in and then you realize that Canada wants you to have work experience. Canada wants you to, I don't know how I'm going to get work experience, Canadian work experience, when I've never worked in Canada. I'm new to Canada and nobody's ready to give me an opportunity to prove that I can do this, that I have the certification, I have the ability to deliver this job. But they need you to have Canadian. How long do they expect the Canadian work experience to be again? Like 5 years?
Yeah.
How am I going to get that if you don't give me the chance? So you find a lot of us end up taking jobs that are way, way, way below what you're supposed to do. And that was my story. And then I had to go through all that. And then along the way, pregnancy, along the way, COVID, it was so many things. And so what do you expect? There was depression, there was anxiety, there was low self-esteem. Like my self-esteem, Manisha, crashed totally. Like I lost confidence in myself. Like I literally was hiding. I wasn't going out. I wasn't excited about meeting people because I just didn't know how people were gonna view me. Like, who's this woman? Especially when people are asking me, how come you speak English? For Christ's sakes, I speak English where I come from. Can you guys understand that, please?
Yeah, please
We need to
understand
change the
that.
narrative about that.
Yes.
And don't ask me, don't speak French to me first when you see me either, because you don't know if I speak French.
Yeah,
That's another
English
part.
and French. Yeah, you're assuming why people speak French to her. I'll tell you why. Because the Caribbean countries, so many African people were moved for slavery, which is so bad, and this happened in 1800s. And after the 1800s, obviously, some parts of Caribbean countries speak French, French colonies, and most of them um, assume that just because your skin is black, you might know to speak French, right? India is such a diverse population, and so many people speak Hindi to me. Where I come from, Hindi is not my language.
So you can imagine when you see it
I
speaking
totally
Hindi.
understand. Don't assume, let's not assume
Yeah.
what language people speak.
Yeah.
How about asking
How about asking and
politely?
asking politely?
Yeah, asking politely.
Yeah.
Have a curious mind by all means, but ask politely.
Yeah.
Do you are you comfortable with any other language? Do you speak what was the language you were raised with?
Mhm.
That is something that is
Even even
important.
or even what was the language you were raised with? I don't know if that's also
Yeah, yeah, I know,
you know,
right?
my kids used to do background acting, and I used to take them to. I did background acting too. That's at least one of the good jobs I did when I just came.
She has done a lot of things.
And I used to take my kids to their sets, right? And kids like their accents switch very fast. So my kids' accents change really fast. Like my daughter could switch like a British accent and then could switch like Canadian. Like kids are gifted in that way. And I remember talking to someone on the set, and the guy just was so direct. He's like, "Where did you learn your English from?"
Wow.
Like, and then you know what he goes on to say? Yeah, I know your kids. I understand their accents. I don't understand where yours is from. Where did you learn your English from? Hello,
School.
hello. I
School
have
we
one of
have.
the best accents.
Yeah.
Like my accent is very good.
Yeah. Better
I
be.
need to add the Nigerian part.
Yeah. Just and where did we learn English? So schools.
Schools,
Yeah,
exactly.
schools and
Plus, we were
colleges.
colonized by the British.
Yeah.
The British speak English.
Same.
They taught us English.
Yeah, same.
So stop asking that question.
Yeah, same.
Oh, Monisha. But you know what I love? I love how Monisha is giving you guys statistics and giving you guys history. This collabo is great.
Yes. I did my work.
You did your work.
Now let's move on to we have spoken about who she was in Nigeria. We have also spoken about how hard it is um, when you moved as an immigrant and you fell pregnant. I am sure there was multiple challenges with after pregnancy and all of that. If we start talking about it, we'll talk
No,
about it for
we'll be
4 days.
we'll be here for 4 days. That's true.
Yeah, 4 days. Okay, it is not going to be one day. It's not 1 hour. It's 4 days.
4 days. That's so true. So let's leave that part.
Yes. Now that I know for a fact something drove you to start your non-profit organization, which is city registered, and she will be registering federally soon. I'm 100% sure.
Yes, because Monisha has told me I needed to have registered federally.
Yes.
I didn't do my homework. Nobody taught me well.
Now I am teaching her. So she is city registered and BC registered, and she is going to do it federally. And the non-profit's name is Sisters in Canada Wellness Society. Why exactly? Why did you initiate? What drove you to push yourself and say, you know what, this is needed? Why was that? What was that reason?
You see how we're sitting,
Yeah.
you and me,
Yeah.
and having this beautiful conversation,
Yeah.
and flowing like we've known ourselves all our lives.
Yeah.
These were part of the reasons.
Yeah.
Like after going through a lot of the experiences I had, there was a need for community. Like that community was lacking
Yeah.
compared to back home where I come from, where I have amazing friends back home that even up till today have stood with me, have supported me, and despite distance, we still feel the bond. You understand?
Yeah.
But coming to this part, everybody's so uptight, especially in BC. Especially in BC, everybody's so uptight, everybody's so busy, and I really don't blame them. People, life here is so hard, and you're literally after two things: pay my bills, take care of my family.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, we as women forget the part about yourself,
Yeah.
taking care of yourself, loving yourself, being intentional about yourself. And I feel like a lot of that is because we are so distanced from having the right support, the right community that would encourage you, that would let you know, that can answer questions that you cannot ask. You cannot ask everybody. Like, I just felt there was a need to have a community of women with like minds on the same journey as an immigrant, who, when we sit down together and share our experiences, we can put minds together, we can put efforts together and begin to thrive together as a community. And so I wanted a community that women can comfortably, love themselves, love the next woman, and genuinely support the next woman. And it doesn't matter the color of your skin. I've had issues where I feel I meet my sisters who are brown skin colored and who are brown skin, and I feel like, and I sometimes I feel like maybe I feel some kind of competition. I feel some kind of I feel sometimes they'll make you feel like you don't belong. We can't even be friends. We can't talk. We can communicate. It's even worse. Even in the black community, it still exists. And then we also have those who their color of their skin is also white, who are immigrants as well,
Yeah.
and who still feel superior to others.
Yeah.
There is a need for us to understand that we are all on this journey, and at the end of the day, what's important is that we're all thriving as women. And when we bring our experiences together in one pot, imagine what the benefit is going to be. Imagine having thriving immigrants mentoring newcomer immigrants. Imagine me with all my experiences and my challenges being there and ensuring that newcomers, women coming on this journey, don't have to go through what I've gone through. And imagine being able to, just love myself and have my sisters along on this journey, and we all are loving and thriving and supporting and just doing things and putting our sitting on major tables, putting our voices on major places, because as a community with all our lived experiences, beyond the sky's our limit. So it was more about really teaching women how to come together, love themselves, love the next person, build trust, and genuinely support ourselves. Yeah.
Thank you for that beautiful explanation. And I strongly believe that is true. Having, and I have experienced this too, like when you mentioned, even within the black community, there are challenges, even within the brown people community. So when I say brown, I don't just mean Indians, right? Don't
Yeah.
stereotype like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brown people are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, brown people are in Australia. There are Australian brown people. There are UK brown
You see
people.
how she gives you statistics, how
Yeah.
she gives you details.
Yeah. And
Monisha.
there
Well
are
done.
there are Sri Lankans, there are Bangladeshis, there are people from Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, even Filipinos,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Most of us are brown.
Yeah. That's so true.
Yeah.
So true.
So I would like you to take a moment and realize, irrespective, this happens because of melanin and tropics, because of
But
the sun.
but the blood inside is the same color.
Yeah, turns out we are not cockroaches. Cockroaches have white blood. We have red blood.
It's the same.
Yeah, hemoglobin.
It's the same. I
Yes.
actually watched a movie, Hidden Figures, and I was so
Yeah.
blown away by that movie. And
For the
then,
NASA women scientists.
oh my God, have you seen it?
Not yet, but I should watch
You
it.
need to watch it.
Yeah.
One line, one takeaway line I picked from there. And he was like, our urine color is the same. So many similarities.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
The earlier we understand that and begin to, be more accommodating, be more patient, be more kind, be more understanding, and make excuses, the better for us.
Yeah. And I would completely agree. I love your cause, and I love that we are, oh god, this is amazing. So I love the fact that you're standing up for not just yourself and not just black community, not just BIPOC community. You're standing up for women all along, right? Which is so beautiful. Empowerment comes in different forms,
Yeah.
and this is one form of empowerment. Of course, um, standing with placards, going to the streets, fighting for your rights is also empowering, but that's not the only form of activism.
Yes.
Activism comes in
In
multiple
different
forms,
ways,
and
several
she
ways.
is basically an activist. I want you to realize that.
Thank you, Monisha.
We have spoken about Sisters in Canada Wellness Society, and I, for a fact, know that you are bringing up people, women, and allies together in an event on November 30.
Yes, November
Now,
30th.
November 30. It has a beautiful name, Safe Haven.
The safe haven.
Yes, the
Oh
name
my
itself is very
God.
inviting. So, tell us about the Safe Haven event which is happening on November 30.
Thank you, Monisha. So the Safe Haven, the first edition was last year, was our inaugural edition, and we had people who have been here for years who are immigrants. We had them on a panel, and our theme last year was culture shock. And so we had women share the different kind of culture shocks that they had and how they learned from those experiences and how they've moved it. And we had people, who got inspired, who learned from that. Now this year we're moving ahead and we're creating something. It's a lot of work and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So the theme this year is empowering newcomer women to be resilient.
Ooh, empowering
Newcomer
newcomer
women.
women to be resilient.
Yes. And we're having an interesting panel discussion, which is building sustainable relationships in Canada. So for us, you come to Canada and how do you grow? Look at me, Monisha has taught me so many things.
And she
In
has also taught me multiple, so many things.
So you can imagine, Monisha has given me a lot of hints of things that I can access in the community. Those are based on the relationships that she has built, and she's sustaining those relationships. I have relationships that I've built, that I've sustained, that will come in handy to help me as I grow in my journey in Canada.
Yes.
So, how do you build those relationships? We have people who are CEOs who came here as immigrants and they have grown, they've become top people in top positions. They have built relationships and they have sustained those relationships. We want to hear from these people. So on our panel, we have the likes of Olga Stakova, who's the CEO of Mosaic. She came here as an immigrant as well. And today she's the CEO. She has over 20 years of experience. Like, I want to know how that woman she has, I think, almost 500 staff employees.
Yeah.
That's an organization that is on the one immigrant woman that has walked her way and paid her dues and has gotten to where she is. We have someone from the RCMP who came here as an immigrant as well, and today he's a supervisor in that position. We want to hear him as an ally, a man, and also as an immigrant, hear his story. We want people to hear how he's journeyed and also learn from that. So we have like 4 people on our panel. We have Buki Adewi, who is the Vice President Risk Audit for Aritzia. That's also an incredible woman, Nigerian, who I'm so proud of, that has come here, has built her network, and is doing great work in the community. We want to hear the likes of them speak. Aside from that, we also went a step ahead to bring immigrant services organizations.
Ooh.
Because a lot of these women are newcomer women, and when it comes to the fact about how do we get access to resources that settlement services organizations have, the struggle of do they have to go through the website, how do they get to a program manager, all those questions. So we have gone ahead and brought these organizations to the room so that you can come in and confidently in your safe space, comfortably go and meet programs managers and access what resources they have. It's not about now doing an email. You're going to meet these people
In person.
in person.
Yeah.
They are there at your beck and call
Yeah.
to support you. All you need to do is bring yourself to the room, and you'll be shocked. We have Work BC coming. Work BC is coming to help you. Work BC help with free employment services. Work BC is going to be there. So if you don't have a job, you're trying to navigate your career in Canada, you're new, you have to be in that room because it's not going to be easy for you to access those resources outside of the room. But you can meet a Work BC manager that will take up your case and support you. We have Mosaic there. We have Elizabeth Fry Society of Greater Vancouver. They are coming to recruit. You don't have a job, you could get a job on that day. Just come with your resume ready to meet. And our presenting sponsors, Vancity. I am so excited. So if you don't have a Vancity account or you don't have a savings credit union account, you should come there because Vancity is going to help you set you up, open an account, and you can finish the process later on. So we have Vancity, we have sources, we have options, we have peaks, we have
We also have me.
we have Monisha. So if you want to get on Monisha's podcast, you need to be in the room. We have all these organizations, we have all this coming together to support you, to hear your story, to give you access to resources that you need to thrive. As a newcomer in the space, as an immigrant, you cannot afford to miss the safe haven. It's called the safe haven because when you come into that room, you know that we got you and you got us. The onus is not on me. We got ourselves. It's a community of women coming together with our like minds and looking at how we can network, grow, and thrive. And you have opportunity of probably finding a soul sister that day. You never know. There'll be networking, and there is food, there's giveaways. It's a free event. This is a free event like no other free event. Trust me, because this event has taken so much money, share. It's a lot of people say, Matilda, you should actually build tickets for this event. But I tell people one thing, and this is why it's a free event. It's important that I say this. When I came to Canada, it was difficult for me to go to certain events.
Yeah.
I would want to attend events, but when I see the ticket, what's on my mind is how to put food on the table for my family. What's on my mind is how to make sure my kids had the best food, the best clothes, how to make sure I could take care of them because it was my responsibility. So even though you had a ticket fee for $15, I would pass because at that time,
That was not the priority.
that was not priority. And maybe it was priority, maybe because maybe if I had gone there, I would be able to access certain things. But because there's a monetary aspect to it, I would not go. And so as I've grown and as I'm building Sisters in Canada with our team, for me, it's important that people are able to access these things and that money does not stop people from getting access to what we're putting together for them.
Thank you for mentioning so beautifully. And like she said, it usually takes a lot of time to identify the right resource, to find their website, find their contact, and reach out to them, set an appointment. Everything is an appointment in Canada.
Everything's an appointment. Oh my
Okay, so
God.
find an appointment, and then after you schedule, you plan your day, and then you go to their place, and not everything will be done in one appointment. You
No.
have to go again and again.
No.
So this process is very time consuming, but her event is going to bring all the resources to you in one place.
Exactly.
So you gotta be there.
How cool is that?
Yes,
You have
gotta
to be there.
You have to be there.
You have to. Plus, if you want to sit in this seat that I'm sitting right now,
Yeah.
because you have to be there.
Yes, you have to be there.
Monisha is going to be there.
Yes.
She's seeking for guests on her podcast. Make
Yes.
sure you're there.
Yes, I'm hunting for a podcast guest on November 30 through her event. Be sure to be there. Yeah.
Thank you.
This is so beautiful.
It is.
And I love the fact that we have so much energy here. We are only two people in the room, but then we have so much energy here. We are exerting all
And we
this
haven't even
positive-
had coffee.
Yeah. You haven't?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did I not tell you 7 o'clock?
It's 7 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was this early, Monisha. And I'm driving, but I have to get there. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me, Monisha. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, everybody, listeners, viewers. Make sure to be there on November 30th. And also remember, I am the podcast host of Newcomers to Trailblazers. This is Matilda, who is the founder of Sisters in Canada Wellness Society. And we too will be there on November 30th.
Yes.
And we are the podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, at everywhere, Apple Podcast, everywhere that you can think of. Follow us on socials, stalk us everywhere. I will tag her profile in the description. I will also send a link of that in the description as well. Send a link of the event, I'll put it in the description as well. And we will see you there soon enough.
Yes, November 30th, Saturday, time 11 a.m. Prompt. It's a full day event, and the venue is 14455 104 Avenue, Surrey. I can't wait to see you all. Just come to me and say, hey, I am from Monisha's podcast, and I'll give you a special hug.
Special hug waiting for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.